Hello YouTubers, today I'm going to be doing a retro tech review on the Organizer Sharp Wizard OZ570. And this type of organizers were very common like in the 90s, in the early to late 90s, and this is even before the Palm Pilots saw their introduction to the tech world and to the general population. As you can recall, Palm Pilots used the stylus, which was like a little pen that you can select and write text. Well, before that time, there were this type of organizers that used to run on either a proprietary operating system or they ran on operating systems such as Windows or Linux. But in this specific case, this type of organizer ran on its own operating system. And I mean, this device is still going, is still active. It runs on two AAA batteries that are connected to the back. And the good thing about having removable batteries is that they just work. You can always replace them. You don't need to worry about the battery, depleting the lifespan and then having to replace the internal battery. So what I did just before the review, I got a brand new pair of AAA batteries and I put them right in. Well, to give you a walkthrough of the device, on the left side there's like a port, a 4-pin or a proprietary port connection for data transfer, which is right here. I do not have the box at this point because this device I actually ended up buying it on eBay, and but I did used to own one model exactly like this. It had a little bit of more memory, as you can see here. This one has a whopping 256 kilobytes guys, not megabytes or gigabytes, but kilobytes. And back then that was a huge amount of memory, because pretty much everything that used to be stored used to be only like text, bits of text. There were no pictures, no animations, and programs that used to occupy a lot of memory. Well, as you can see there, turning on this previous and next button, you can adjust the contrast of the screen from darker to lighter. And let me press enter here, but let me first finish summarizing the other ports and connectors that it has. So if I turn it around, it has like this other connector that is like, it used to be for the purpose of putting it on a docking station. So it used to connect pretty much like the modern day ThinkPads that they have their own docking port, proprietary ports that allow them to connect to port replicators. So this used to be a very similar device. If you had a Windows machine, you can dock it, and then you could install the synchronizing software program, and I would assume you would have been able to synchronize all of your calendar entries, contacts, and to-do tasks. Back then, they used to refer to that sort of application as PIM, Personal Information Manager. So if you had a utility installed on your computer, they would be able to synchronize your PIM. You used to be able to transfer pretty much anything that you had on the device. So in addition to that, the organizer has a backlit display, and if I press here, you can barely see it, that it turns on the backlit display. So these are the applications that it has, and as you can see here, they're self-explanatory: calendar, daily, schedule, anniversary, to do. And then I have contacts here, but I'm not gonna press on the contact button because I do have some contacts there when I was previously using this for my at my job. User file as well as on memos. I'm not gonna click on the memos either because I do have some kind of sensitive information there. Expenses bottom and a clock bottom. So as you can see there, this is beautiful. Oh, and it has January 20th. How weird. January 20th. So that must have been the last time that I was playing around with it. Now, the device is composed, it's like a clamshell. It has a clamshell design. So the bottom clamshell is for the keyboard and most of these function buttons here, as well as 4 directional arrow buttons. Now the top right part of the other side of the organizer, besides having the screen, it has this calculator. Then when you press the calculator bottom, it turns into a calculator. So very simple, 9 times 9, and you get the hang of it. And here you can reverse it back to 0. Now this bottom here, which is the calculator, and as you can see there, it has a /. It also acts to invoke another application called the conversion. So it's very nice that it had a conversion tool back then. And to access the conversion tool, you would hit the second key. Pretty much, it acts like a function key in modern day computer. And you would just press second, calculator button, and it will take you right to the conversion application. And this here, if I'm not mistaken, by hitting the second, or my apologies. Well, if I'm not mistaken, it had like multiple, yes, that is correct, multiple pages of conversion constants here. And as you can see, it could convert from inches to centimeter, standard to metric system, and vice versa. It has 3 pages of conversion constants, fluids here, fluid ounces to milliliters, and so on, calories and so on. And this was a currency conversion. I do not know if at this point this would be, the current rate would be up to date. I wouldn't be sure about that. But anyways, you know, the options were there. I'm sure that back then they must have had the manager utility installed at the computer. I'm sure they must have had updates, and with every update you would download to the device, it would update the conversion constants. I'm pretty sure of that. It also has some other, you know, conversion tools for, I wouldn't know, you know, interest rate and things like that. Now it kicked me back to calculator, and this was a very useful device back then. And back in that time, since there were no, you know, not even Palm Pilots. The Palm Pilots were just beginning to appear, and there was no Android phones, no iPhones, and no advanced operating systems such as what we have now, iOS, Android OS, mobile versions of other mobile versions of operating systems out there. And you know, and even after this type of devices came out, we had the Palm OS, Palm operating system, which it was very popular back then, with the Palm handspring visors, which I plan to do a review on them, as well as the Palm Pilots and Symbian operating system used by devices such as Nokia's. But in this generation, when this type of device came out, it was way before that, back even before all those other devices and operating systems you know, appear to the general population. So back then, in my infancy, I have always liked technology, and I saved money, and I bought myself one of these. Now, this is not the one that I originally purchased, but it is very similar, and I wanted to do a retro review on this type of organizers so that you can have an idea of what they used to look like, and especially for the new generation of youth out there, technology geeks. This was way before your time. These were the type of devices that we, old techie guys in our 40s used to use back then. And, they were very useful to manage your daily activities, contacts, calendars, and so on. So, this is like a throwback retro tech review of the this Sharp OZ 570 organizer, packing a whopping huge 256 kilobytes of storage data. Can you imagine? Thank you very much, YouTubers, for watching my reviews. And if you do like my channel, do hit a like and subscribe. Have a great day.